Hi, today we're working on lesson 93 in your math book, and it's about estimating multiplication and division answers. Now we know that in the past, when we've been doing estimation, it means rounding. And so you have to remember your rounding rules. Remember the high five rule. I taught you that when you're looking at a digit, if it's the number 5 or the digit 5 or higher, you're going to round up to the next whole number. Well, we're going to need that information when we do this work today. So here's the beginning of what we're going to be working on. It says estimation can help prevent mistakes. If we estimate the answer before we multiply, we can tell whether our answer is reasonable. All right, so here's the first example. Luke multiplied 43 by 29 and got 203. So that was the real answer that he got. And the question is his answer reasonable? So what we have to do is we have to estimate the product. Remember, the product is the answer to a multiplication problem. We have to estimate the product of 43 and 29 by multiplying the rounded numbers of 40 and 30. So you can see that 43 became 40 because if we're rounding to the tens place, we look here, and this is a 3, which is less than 5, which means we take the lower of the two tens because 43 comes between, excuse me, 40 and 50. And since it's a 3, we're going to stay down and take the 40. Okay, it's almost like we stay with this digit and put a 0 behind it if this is less than 5. Now we have to round 29. So it's either going to be between 20 or go up to 30. This is higher than 5, so we're going to take the higher 10, which is 30. So when we multiply 40 times 30, we get 1,200. An easy way to do that, remember, is multiply 4 times 3, and we get 12. And then we put 1, 2 zeros behind it. So that's an easy way of being able to do multiplication in your head if you're working with tens. Luke's answer of 203 and our estimate of 1,200 are very different. So his exact answer, or his answer is not reasonable. He should check his work. And so we could figure out what the exact amount is, and then we would have to multiply 29 times 43. So we could do that. 43. Let me move up here so you can see it. Times 29. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36. 37, 38. Notice my place value. I'm going to cross this out. I'm going to go down to the next level. Now I'm going to do 2 times 43. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 4 is 8. And then I add them together. And I get 8 plus 6 is 14. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cha, 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 comma, 1,247. So had he said that was his actual answer, and we'd say, is that reasonable? We would have done our 40 times 30 and gotten 1,200, remember, because 4 times 3 is 12, and our 2 zeros. So that's really close. So this would be a reasonable answer. But his estimate of 203, or his real answer of 203, we can see is really wrong. Okay, let's look at the second example. Let me move my paper because that did have an answer there. Second example says estimate the product of 38 and 53. Then find the exact answer. So we round 38 to 40 because 38 comes between 30 and 40, and 8 is higher than 5, so we're going to take the higher number. 53 is between 50 and 60, and 3 is less than 5, so we're going to take the lower one, which is 50. 40 times 50 is 2,000. Here's how we get it. 4 times 5 is 20, plus the extra 2 zeros gives me 2,000. And there's how they saw the extra answer, or the exact answer, so we can actually put a 0 here to help us hold that place value. So our estimated answer of 2,000 and our actual answer, it would be a reasonable thing if I said that it was 2,000. Is that reasonable? Is this number reasonable? Yes, because I can tell by my estimate. All right, let's look at example number 3. All right, let's cross over here in a second. It says estimate the quotient of 1,845 divided by 6. I'm going to put my little paper over here because you're still seeing my teacher book and I don't want you to see it yet. Again, we choose a number close to 1,845 that can be easily divided by 6. We know that 18 is a multiple of 6, so 1,800 is a compatible dividend. We can calculate mentally 1,800 divided by 6 is 300. You know, you read that stuff, it doesn't make sense. So let me put it on the board and show you what we're talking about. So they were saying 1,845 divided by 6. Okay, let me pull this down for you. I want to make sure I got the right problem there. And I do. So we want to round this. And they are still rounding, I guess, till the nearest 100 here at that point to make it easier, I guess. So we have that whole number to divide by 6 because we know we can't divide 6 into 1. So they're going to take 6 into 18. So if I'm rounding to this place value, I'm going to look here. So this is less than 5, so I'm going to keep 18 here and replace the rest with zeros. Now I have 1,800 divided by 6. And I get my eyes, when I'm doing division, to look here. What's 18 divided by 6? Well, I know my math facts. 6 times what is 18? That's 3, right? 6 times 3 is 18. And I still have my 2 zeros there, so I have to put them back in my answer. So I know that the answer to this problem is 300. That's where they got this answer. So that's a way of estimating when we're doing our problems. So your work for today, let me cover these up. I'm not even going to let you see it now, is you're going to be on page 651. If I lay my pencil over here, you won't be able to see the answers. Is I want you to work on these 4 problems and estimate the product. So I want you to write the problem down on your paper. Then I want you to, in the correct order that they have it, I want you to give me the rounding answer for each of those products. So you're going to tell me what 58 rounded is and what 23 rounded is, and use that as a multiplication problem, and then give me your answer. Okay, so that's the first part of it, because it says first estimate each product, then find the exact answer. Okay, so you have to do 2 things for each problem. All right, good luck.